Hi, my name is Bryson. I'm pretty good with computers and I know a lot of things, so I thought I'd teach people. Here we go. This is the alphabet, part one. I know most of the letters. It has to be part one because I think there's too many. It's like 30 or 40. So here we go. Disclaimer, lowercase only. Okay. Uppercase is just too much of the slides. So we'll start with A. A. Prose is curvy. It's got like some curviness on the right side and the left and bottom and top. Lots of round places. It's a word on its own. It's a word actually, which is pretty cool, pretty good. That's the kind of thing you want from one of these. The con is hard to draw. That was just kind of self-explanatory. So, yeah, it's a little odd. It just doesn't really seem to fit so well. I wouldn't have started with this one if I was doing this whole project of this alphabet. Maybe just me, but a little too much roundness on this one. B, not one of the best ones, but it does have some pros. Rounded part and a straight edge. So the A is kind of missing the straight edge. Just B has the straight edge. So if you're looking for straight edge letters, I would recommend B. It can be used in many words. Easier to draw than A. Again, part of this is going to be because of that straight edge that you're going to have. But it does have cons. It's a little too much like D. It's just something about it for me just feels too much like D. I don't really know. We'll get, for those that don't know, we'll get to D later in the video. Who created this? We don't know. And wide. Here's D, which, yeah, I told you guys we would get to this one. Here it is. Pros, easily distinguishable. One of the most unique. It ends words sometimes, which is a good trait to have in a letter. It's tall, which is a good thing. I think that some of the shorter ones not as good. It has a fun uppercase version, which, sorry for those of you guys who don't know, I don't have a sample to share with you right now, but it's like just bigger. Cons, of course, even more mysterious than B. It's like if B has some mysteriousness, then D even more. Looks bad in bold. Again, sorry I don't have a picture of that one, but if you can just imagine this but in bold, then it's just a little different. I don't really like to draw this one, honestly. And the wide. C versus E, I wanted to put these two together because if you look at them, yeah. So C has some good things. Pros. Rhymes with itself, like C. Yeah. More simplistic to draw. I think it's easier. You draw almost a circle, but you forget one of the bits of the circle. The pros of E. It has another line in the middle that C does not have. This just adds a little bit of complication to it, or a little bit of really... it's not such a hard part, but a little bit of a hard part. A little bit, like you have to be a little better. It's a personal preference to me to E over C. Yeah, I like E. And it means a number of math. And it's a good letter to draw for writing purposes. Yeah, I already said this, so sorry, but I do recommend E rather than the C. F. Here we have F. Pros, it's very tall and distinguished. I mean, I can't say this enough, but F is really tall. I mean, just if you look at the picture, it's really tall. I would recommend putting this in your child's name. I think it goes well in a child's name. It's underlined. If you underline it, which, like, for those of you who don't know, that means you put a little line under it, then it looks really good. Can be used, yeah, this one's for the gamers out there. It can be used to pay respects in a chat. So if you die, then you can pay respects, which is pretty good for a letter. Cons, It looks too much like the Facebook logo, obviously. So I think Facebook might sue the alphabet makers. Thinner, but not the thinnest. Guys, I think we're going to have to wait till part 2 to cover some of the thinnest letters. I won't give it away, but there's some real thin ones, guys. G. Sorry, guys. I mean, I just have to be impartial, so sorry. Curves and straight line, a perfect balance. It's just really good. I just couldn't think of anything to say cons about G, which it's just really good. So use G, guys. Okay, learn to draw this one. It's a good one to learn to draw because of the straight on the right, curve more over on the left with the little part hanging down. It's good. At H, don't even get me started. None. So G was really good, and then comes H. So somebody was making this, and they made G, which was really good, and then they had to make H to balance out. Cons, disconnected at the bottom, obviously. We don't like that. Does not have the seam on the left and right. No good. I don't trust that tall part. It's just a little tall for me, and just tall letters is just tall. Pronunciation does not start with H, which is not true. It starts with like A, Ch. That's suspicious. N is way better. But N will have to be covered in part 2 for those of you guys who don't know N. But if you want to do some independent research about N, I welcome you to do so. Okay. Works cited. Oh. I kind of knew all this already. If there's questions, you can put them down in the comments. And that's it. Because, you're welcome.